Okay, so those are the basic techniques. Now we get to the fun stuff. Ryu and Ken from Street Fighter. Can I have a show of hands who loves Ryu and Ken?
Dan.
Oh my God! Can
we have Dan?
You got the official Street Fighter 4 headband here.
That's his headband. I wouldn't buy one. Seriously.
Everybody, what's Ryu's signature technique?
Sure you can.
That's Ken's.
We've got mixed opinions here. That's Ken's signature technique.
Can I have some of that soda? Sure you can.
Would you like? I'm sure you can. No. Okay, the Hadouken.
What's the ridiculous?
Now, of course, everyone knows that it's physically impossible to project your internal energy in the form of a blue fireball.
Goku disagrees. Goku disagrees. Whoa, whoa,
The Razzamia has lost time for lesson. If any of you can do this, get up on stage and show us right now. Because you're amazing. You can actually
I'm kind of too humble for this. This isn't my show. I'm not a showboater.
Now, you can't project your internal energy physically that much, but you can't project it with physical contact. And it is a double palm strike. So Mach's going to go ahead and demonstrate on me, but the basics of a palm strike. Your palms, you're actually using the palm of your hand and not your fingers to deliver the strike.
Fingers break.
And yeah, fingers do break. But when you send a palm strike, it delivers a shock to a greater area of the body. So you're not only hitting that small point, you're hitting the nerves, the vessels in that greater area. It causes more of a shock.
Not here. Here. This stuff cracks and breaks. This stuff is usually tough and tight.
If you hit directly in the center, in the sternum, it does also cause the ribcage to kind of like bend a little bit. You won't be breathing easy after getting hit by a palm strike.
They hit you in the diaphragm too. It's also
this is a double palm strike. So you're using two hands.
There's a number of starting positions for this. I'm going to use a typical Shangan palm position, which is you're holding a ball.
What's ball?
And this represents my force, and I'm going to put it into. I'm going to strike him with my face.
Not the face.
The body's involved, so it's almost like a weight. I'm going to relax the side.
Now Rick is trying to like Indiana Jones.
So what we're doing is a strike, that, or
Stop spamming that. You're cheating.
That's one technique. It's more directly related to of course, the karate. That's the karate Japanese style of the palm strike. When it comes to kung fu, it's a little bit more flourished, but you use your body's momentum to direct that internal energy out. And a lot of times they'll use spinning force. But we actually use the palms. We don't close our fingers in. We actually use the whole hand, and we spread our fingers out to spread out the strike. So if I were to come at Mach and did a basic palm strike, this is actually one of the Tiger style techniques also. But basically, that's the Hadouken.
What's
the other technique? Sure you can. Means the dragon punch. Hadouken means technically translates to vacuum fist.
Kamehameha. Got it.
But basically, it's a vertical uppercut. Well, it's an uppercut, I should say. Now there are two types of shoryukens. There's Kens and Ryus. Ryu's shoryuken is more of a vertical, straightforward. You're just delivering the whole force of your body into that one blow. Ken's requires more momentum, because in the canon of the series, Ken actually developed the shoryuken as his major technique, and in order to master that, he had to develop another way to deliver it, hence why he's on fire.
I tend to set myself on fire.
In conclusion, we don't want to punch slowly, light your hand on fire.
Well, you see, there weren't steroids back in his time, so he just set himself on fire. Same effect.
But that's the way you should steroids do.
That's why I shot so much.
Show us the Ryu shoryuken.
Okay, Ryu's shoryuken is pretty much an uppercut. It's a straight uppercut. There is a strike to the stomach or sternum to bend the opponent over and to open them up for the rest of the strike. This can also be used to knock away offending hands that are getting in your way of his. And then the fist comes up. You using your legs, body, everything. Put it right here.
As soon as the knuckles make contact, and I'm dead.
And this one, unlike Ken's, is just
Up, straight up. As you can see, if you ever watch him do it in the latest games, he goes straight up. He does not turn or anything. Now, Ken's, however, is a little bit different because he uses that momentum to deliver a more powerful uppercut. He comes in from a farther distance, and he turns into it from an arc. And that arc from your body gives more of a force, the momentum. And then basically,
That's not how you make hay.
come back down for a full 360-degree motion.
if any of you actually use this in tournament play, I want the video.
If I ever see anyone do this in a tournament, I will laugh.
Especially if it works.
Only if they say sure you can. They have to say sure.
I've used it in sparring. It does work, but it's a much shorter punch. The punch is almost like that, really quick.
Very quick, fast piece. Now the next technique, the next advanced technique we're going to show you is the hurricane kick. Tatsu Makisen Pakyaku.
I hate that one.
I don't understand how Ryu has enough time to say that, but
It always sounds like
That's what he's saying. Your accent's amazing,
okay,
huh?
there's a
Right
few
on.
different variations of this, depending, because the physics of that are basically impossible. You cannot float in one spot and hover while spinning.
If you spin fast enough, helicopters do it.
They also have stabilizer.
He's gonna hurt me.
You don't have a helicopter propeller. It doesn't work. Okay, so Mark's going to demonstrate one of the techniques. It's a spinning side kick, basically. Do you want me to do this, or do you want me to do it? Oh, no, I'll do this. No, I'm sorry. It is a spinning jumping side kick.
Yeah.
Basically, the spinning jumping side kick, the way that it works is you're jumping, and basically like Ryu does, he extends his leg, and you hit with the blade of your foot as you spin.
Kuma does that too.
You use the momentum of the kick. Kuma does that too.
In some of the games, we'll notice that
Really hate it.
the actual hurricane kick is a much shorter jump, and that seems like that's a strike that's really
He's the big red bikini guy. These all right moves.
Oh, well, he's basically right.
Spinning side kick. You're jumping spinning side kick. It's going like this.
Emerson is the person who caused all the drama. Akuma is the strongest.
Okay.
There's another kick that you can also do. It's a little bit more complicated. It's called jumping spinning inside crescent kick.
Oh, that's almost as long as the other name.
Can you say it while you're doing it?
Inside crescent kick. Jumping spinning inside crescent kick. Jumping spinning inside crescent kick.
It's in English.
It's a little hard to explain the physics of how it works. Basically, you're stepping with one foot, but this foot is a lead foot, and your other foot comes back around. And this one, you deliver a little bit more force into the momentum of the spin. This is something that a few karate styles teach. It's not a very widespread thing. Mainly the Okinawan styles of karate teach this. It's a little something like this.
There's another more crescent, double crescent that could also be something like that from the hurricane kick. It's really hard to tell if there's anything else or something. I don't know if this is going to work. I'm just trying to if I end up on my ass, feel free to laugh.
If Mark falls on his ass, everyone can laugh. Just to clarify.
Yay!
You mean we can mock him?
So
Get out.
we're doing a crescent, coming back with another spinning crescent. And that's
Kick has some distance.
You just went all the way across the screen.
We're not going to touch on because a lot of things are physically impossible, and I must stress that. Physically impossible.
Oh, you can't show us how to do like Kuma's demon.
Yeah, show us the demon rage.
Yeah, they're all nuclear weapons.
Can you do the slide intro to the demon rage?
That's why the screen goes white. It's because of the mushroom cloud.
Aww.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about Now we're not doing the spinning bird kick because you can't do the spinning bird kick. I'd like to see you float upside down and bubble like that. But she does have a practical kick. It's called the light kick. Huh? She has a light kick.
Why does she have the manliest thighs in the whole series?
Because she built her leg muscles so that she can float.
Like, her thighs put Ryu to shame.
She's a helicopter, that's all there is. China experimented on this little Chinese girl and made her part helicopter. There's no way to explain it.
Actually, that does sound like the Chinese.
That's why she works for the Chinese Interpol, okay?
You will see some moves in capoeira that look like a spinning bird kick, but he's still attached to the ground, and he's holding himself up while he spins around and kicks people.
Like Eddie Gordo.
Yeah.
But that's capoeira, that's not kung fu. It certainly does kung fu. Okay, now the lightning kick. It's a series of 3 successful kicks, but she repeats them, of course, because she has the thunder thighs that can keep going. But,
usually thunder thighs.
There are 3 different kicks delivered from the same.
You need thunder thighs for a lightning kick.
It's a snap kick to the groin to get your opponent off balance and to the groin. Yes. So the first kick is a snap kick to the groin, meant to disorient and send your opponent off balance. The kick is a side kick to the chest, and then the third kick is a roundhouse to the face. So it's a succession of 3 different kicks. The first kick is meant to open your opponent up for the next 2, and then of course, if you have the leg strength and the flexibility, you can continue the kicks. But the key to this technique is to focus on the power and balance, because without balance, you're going to fall over. Without power, those kicks are not going to do anything. You're just tapping your opponent. So, in quick succession, it's a little hard because I'm a little unstretched right now, so I can't really kick that high, but in quick succession, you're going to see 3 fast kicks. You're going to see. There you go.
We need to get some purple ribbon to tie on his heel.
Oh yeah. I don't like that, I'm sorry.
Sure.
And then everyone is famous for the flying kick.
At the end of that, does she say what I think she says when she wins? Especially Street Fighter 2, you remember? Really sounds like she says something terrible, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a Japanese expression of exuberance.
Are you sure?
Like the yata guys that wear the leaves.
That's
Okay, so the next technique we're going to talk about is the flying kick. Everyone's familiar with the flying kick. Bruce Lee made this famous. But it's a signature technique of the Jeet Kune Do style of fighting. Fei Long does it, Liu Kang does it. You see the flying kick. Of course, the technique of this and how this works, it is a kick that's delivered from a running position. The flying kick is meant to deliver a devastating kick. It's a one-time thing, so you have to make sure you have that opening to do it, or else you're going to get caught midair or fall over.
A lot of people think this is a completely ineffectual kick because of the lead-up time. We're going to show you 2 ways to deal with it.
Okay, now the proper technique for delivering this, you want to get as close as you can before you jump and perform the kick, so that your opponent doesn't have that distance to dodge.
Show the roll away first.
Oh yeah, from a long distance.
Liu Kang here.
Yeah, this is Liu Kang, and you're in Mortal Kombat, you're all the way across the screen, you try to do a flying kick, and he doesn't go far enough. So you're like, ah! Or he's close up to you.
He jabs you. He does the weakest jab he can.
This is a
He
side
kicks you in the
kick.
shin.
This is a side kick, so you're making contact with the blade of your foot, but you are basically your second foot is curled inwards, so that you have a streamlined position.